Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to this intuitive wave energetic reading for the week of June 2nd through the 8th. So, this is my own practice where I sit down with myself. I just turned the camera on so you can join me. But it really helps me to sort of feel into the wave and deepen that energetic invitation that we have within this collective wave bandwidth. And so, what I do, I center, I do some breath work, I meditate, and then I draw some cards. And the cards are a beautiful way to put a picture, to put a symbol, to work through the archetypical ideas that come through the cards. But a lot of it is more intuitive than anything else. And it started with that because I was very surprised with what was coming through. And what was coming through was this heightened level of mistrust, this worry about safety, or not worry, but like not knowing how to deal with it. It's here and we cannot trust it. And the good news is that when something like that is so in the face, that means it has come from the depth of the subconscious into the very surface level. And if this play of trust, especially amongst human, right, not so much trust within the universe or certain relationships with food or money or things like that. No, I'm more so feeling that it's very much between human interaction, because we have lost that. And I followed that trust to see that many of us are so much more comfortable with documentation, with structures, with platforms that take out the need to trust another human being, and that further allowed us to go as far as there is just the seed of trust in many of us out there, but the seed is there. so, and so we're working through it. And if that started to play out in your relationship, know that it is a very positive and empowering thing, because it is a very collective theme for us to sit with ourselves and redefine that. Do we want to continue on that path? How do we want to change that? If certain people don't want to play that deeper level of connection, then what are to do? What are the options, right? And more so, why I want to start with that, because of this card, which is a loyalty symbol. It is Arcturian sacred geometry, and this is kind of like a code for loyalty. And I don't know if I actually showed it the right way. Let me see. Okay, here we go. And you can work with this code and allow that energy to be absorbed by your subconscious. But I knew I had to start with that because the cards are so encouraging and so empowering. But that's kind of the overall lesson that, and I don't want to necessarily say lesson, but it's the vibration that we are literally transmuting from one vibrational bandwidth into the next. And I'm seeing how this is truly at a collective level. So don't take it personal, but look at it as a mirror. What is the situation mirroring back, and what things, definitions, belief systems do you need to work through? Truths, maybe, right? And so the first card that came up for discussion is Temperance. And this is, the art of balancing, the art of having patience with yourself while energy is being transferred from one state to another. But this, we're not talking about a balancing of for the day, or it's like, how do you achieve more balance within your life juggling work and family. And no, we're talking very deep aspects. We're talking the balancing between feminine and masculine. We're talking, right, because we have the moon and the sun. So we're talking a new increased capacity for emotions to work through. And you either worked to have that, right? You've done emotional work, or this is kind of spontaneously, your sensitivity level is increasing, and all of a sudden the depth of your emotions are heightening to a level where you're kind of forced maybe to even go into a hermit mode, where you need space from everybody else to sit with yourself and connect your emotions to understanding, right? Connect that moon to the sun, the feminine to the masculine, or the other way around. You might done a lot of analysis where you've questioned some things. Is this belief true? Or am I taking what is happening right here on the outside? And because of all these filters and distortions, many of them from childhood, we are internalizing something that is actually not true. It's not how it actually happened. We we put that connotation, that judgment onto it, because that's all the capacity that we have, right? Both emotional and mental understanding of what has happened within that situation. And so we're starting to questioning how we are interpreting reality. So this one is, to me, a lot of ego work. And I love how Eckhart Tolle describes the ego. The ego has two parts to it. One is structure, right? And the other one is content. And we often switch out content. We switch one habit for the other, and we think we've made a major improvement within whatever. But those are the habits that actually don't last, because from a structure perspective, we have done nothing to our identity, to our belief system. And so that habit is going to be replaced by another habit, or the first habit is going to take control, even though you've held the second habit even for a year. We fall off the wagon, what do we say, right? But now collectively we're moving into such depth that we're physically altering the structure of that ego, the lessening, the attachment that we have to certain stabilizing ideas is crumbling, is dissolving, is lessening, it's dissolving completely. So this when one goes through something like that type of balancing, it might also feel like a little bit of a state of depression, because the soul is calling you inward. It's kind of putting you in to your knees in extreme situations where um, it's kind of incapacitating yourself when this stuff shows up, if it's very strong, because it's asking you to really be present with it, and give it that attention, give it the presence, because that's pretty much the only thing that you have to do is allow the space for this unfolding to happen. If I remember correctly, last week we had the hangman, and the hangman was all about finding the new balance, because so emotions are the next dense, right after the body. Emotion is the most dense vibration. So once these emotions start shifting from the depth and are coming to the surface, we're losing our balance, literally our perception balance. Everything is becoming fluid. Our stability that we had before is gone. So last week, the invitation was to find the balance point within this new weight distribution that you now have? Well, this one is saying you are reaching it. So you don't have to necessarily put a huge amount of effort. The wind is on your side, the wave, the momentum of the wave is on your side, but you do have to show up with that intent, with the attention, with a desire to allow the balancing to happen. Wow. Now, the next card is the Knight of Cups. And the Knight of Cups, especially with this deck, from the beginning, which is not, I haven't played with this deck for a very long time, but I didn't know how to react with this dude. And today, with all these energies and ideas of mistrust and loyalty and safety, this became very clear. This is the divine courting you. This is the love that you've been waiting for. This is everything actually that you've been waiting for. And the we don't know how to react to that because we have basically shifted so hard that our perception point is above the clouds, so to say. So we see from this perspective and perception level that the sun is always shining. Divinity is always there for us. But before we had to, do practices, meditation practices or whatever to see it. And then we would come back, below the clouds, into the fog, into the density. And now that it's always here, this feels unnatural. It feels like for many of us that are still working through this mistrust, it's actually triggering the need to for protection. It is triggering the need to defend ourselves. So that defense mode is coming up. And even though this is saying, oh, welcome, everything is done. I have the picnic table, I have the roses, I have everything. We can just have a good time. And we go, what's the catch? Or some of us, we go, okay, I see that. I can feel into that for sure. It's there. But what's the payment? And when do I have to pay it? Do I have to pay it up front, or do I, this is narcissism for those of you who come from that experience, you know that there's always a payment, right? If you have a good time, you're going to have to pay for it, either up front or a little bit behind. And so we're sitting here not believing that this is not real. Because, and I'm laughing because this is so pertinent to me. This is so me. It's almost to the point where, well, what else am I going to do? I'm just going to have these weird laughs. But this is kind of the decision point this week. This is for you to choose. Are you going to make it difficult and apply yourself over with whatever effort, whatever that means to you, or are you allowing to have this picnic with the divine? And the reason why I'm saying that is because for the last card that came up, which is the Six of Wands, and this is all about reaching that accomplishment, but we're not talking about the accomplishment that you feel that you got the job promotion or something like that, because that is great for a couple days, maybe a week. No, this is a very deep accomplishment, a very spiritual, a very nurturing accomplishment. And again, this is validating that you have arrived. You're okay. You can allow this defense filter, the wall, if you could just allow it to come down. I love about this, dude, because it's saying, I'm not asking you anything. I'm not reaching for you. I'm just sitting here on my chair. I'm just waiting for you. Whenever you're ready, I am here, but I'm not forcing you. I need you to first trust me, and you need, obviously, we all need for that trust to be proven to us. without that piece of evidence that it is safe, it's hard to go on. So this type of energy right here, it's all about allow the universe and allow this energy to prove it to you that the trust within humanity is still there. Go easy, go patiently. You have to still have awareness. You have to also do use your judgment, and a lot of that balancing has to be there. But if you could just open up, I think that's the invitation. Give it a chance, because without that restoration, see, this is a collective project, and the work for us to get to this stage, it is for us to do individually. But once we are here, we cannot do the work ourselves. See, because over here there's did I imagine them? I swear I saw people. Now it's like I only see flames. Oh, there are hands. Okay. There are hands that are over here, right? Like it's kind of like a concert or something, and all the hands are up in the air. And which tells me, okay, this is something that you're just joining that other collective of humans who have gone through exactly what you're going through, and that's their desire. They want to have an environment not just for themselves but for all these the children, the future generations, where they can be the authentic self, and they don't have to be in this protection mode, always on alert, always in beta 2, right? You're even if you're not in flight fight mode all the time, but it is very handy, right? Your hand is always on your sword, ready to act. And it's really not it's not a way of life that we want to have. We want to be relaxed in our normal state. And so this is basically saying there's so many people out there. Yes, there's few, right? Because it's a select few, but that fabric has to be done, and you have to use your discernment, right? Who do you partner up in that collaboration, and that trust has to be proven to you, and whatever. But this card, when these cards come, they have a bigger weight. I feel like these codes. And so this loyalty, it might even be for the whole month of June, that we are seeding through our own work. We are seeding a new level of loyalty through this energetic bandwidth of vibration that whoever is joining me here is taking part in. And so I want to end with the affirmation for this card, because I feel like Chris Ann really just nailed it. And I don't know if I can top it. So I'm leaving you with this affirmation for the week. I am worthy of the success, and I am grateful that I am seen. I'm going to read it again because I said the success. I am worthy of this success right here within your body, within your environment, within your reach. I am worthy of this success, and I am grateful that I am seen. Wow. Just wow. And so I am sending you a lot of love. I'm sending you a lot of strength. Remember what is happening to you within this interplay. It is for all of us. You are not alone in this. And I will see you in the next one. If this resonated with you, have an amazing week. Thank you so much.